with your translations. Another topic is when you analyze the time to grant compared to the average of the patent office. Is it above, is it below? This is also an indicator of if the translation is done correct, or if there might be any issues with the way how you draft your patent and how you do the translations. And then as a next step, also later in the process, is are there any oppositions, are there any invalidation procedures due to language or clarity issues? That's something where you can measure over the time how your patent portfolio is set up as a kind of indication, as normally that figures out the weak point. And overall, also from a cost perspective, if you follow or calculate the total cost of ownership of a patent, the more office actions are involved, the more hours to work on getting the patent granted is an indication that there might be something wrong within certain aspects of your patent portfolio. So what are potential reasons for mistranslations? And that's something what we see very often in Europe as more and more patents get filed in English when non-native speakers are translating documents. And we have found a very nice example. This was a US patent filed by a German company who wanted to make a licensing contract with a US chemical company. And the phrase there, "Das ist eine Schnecke," literally means this is a snail or slug, if it's translated correctly from a technical perspective. As I'm German, I know this. For me, in the first time before I saw this example, all type of snails and slugs are covered in the German word Schnecke. So for me, it was quite obvious to translate this as this is a snail. Missed out the most important part, where this type of pesticide is normally would use on the slugs. And in this case, it was a 7-digit loss for the company because of this single word missing. If you're not a native speaker, if you do not live in the country, it will get more and more complicated really to follow all those correct languages and development of the languages. Additional reasons. We already covered the lack of specific technological knowledge. If you don't know what you're translating, you're not 100% sure whether you did it right. Another topic is lack of patent knowledge. It is very difficult to find the right translators who have technical background and who have a patent background to ensure that a translation is in the right patent language for the specific country. Another issue for mistranslation, and that's supported by the tradition of lawyers to have very complex sentences, the grammatical structure of character-based and sign-based languages is completely different. So for Chinese, you have to completely restructure your phrases to get it right. The more complicated, the more complex the phrases are, the more difficult to translate, so you need better translators to cover this. And then finally, that's something where you can help out internally. You need to establish a kind of quality process to ensure or to support a correct translation. And there need to be definitions and rules for the whole filing process, from the drafting, filing, translation, to ensure that you can do a quality document. It's simply garbage in, garbage out. If the first filing is not good, then you cannot expect a better translation. And that's something that goes back to the rules. You need to ensure a consistent terminology. Inconsistent terminology makes life not easier, as you cannot ensure that always the same person is doing your specific work. So this was, in brief, an overview of the translation side. I think we do the Q&A later. Richard, what would you recommend? Shall we start?
We'll finish the two presentations and then
Okay,
get to the
perfect. And this will bring me to my last slide. It's really up to you to make a strong and protected patent portfolio that if someone tries to attack you, he will not make it through this protected animal. Thank you.